Hey guys, ILene Vick here for Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick. It is Sunday, September 12th at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, and I'm live. Good to see everybody. Welcome. So glad that you can make it to come in and relax. This is meant to be time for you guys to color, for me to teach, for you to chat if you wish. So welcome to my people to chat, and welcome to my lurkers who watch but don't chat. That's okay too. And welcome to my YouTube peeps, because this broadcast is sent to YouTube after the fact, but also in my group. This video goes into the room. It's archived into the group. Hey Maddie, there you go. We got her. I do see you, Maddie. Thank you. Hey Ash, hello. Okay. Let's see what kind of trouble we can get in tonight. Hi, Christy. Good to see you as well. All right, so I want to show you a quick thing here. I'm not going to be coloring on this tonight. Hello, Wanda. Wandy. So I wanted to show you this bell that I was working on. I colored that for you last night. Zoom in. Zoom in. And I went ahead and I also colored the ribbon off camera so that you can see that. And if you'll recall, last night I went ahead and I put on my little doodads here for Christmas ornaments on the trees in the back. The front is supposed to be an ugly sweater type thing, and then inside the more realistic. And then I went ahead and I added rhinestones for snowflakes. So I'm pretty happy with this. So I've got the outside wood area that I need to be doing. That's the twine. I believe that this is supposed to be snow. And then I'll need to be coloring in the little berries. So all in all, this project is coming out well. And then I've also been working on, same book. This is Rhapsody in the Forest, by the way. And this is the back half of it. Zoom out. Zoom out. Oh, Maddie said she's got her Rhapsody book. Oh, she's going to be running with that. So I'm going to work on a couple of pieces on this. Just a few. And then I'm going to be working on my MADAY. No, let me make sure I got the right name. Hold on. Oh, I did. MADAY. I actually got that right. Let me write that on the back real quick. Color Sweet Animals. Hi, Sandy. All right, I show you guys so many projects that I have to label the back, because if I don't, I'm not sure what's what. Okay, now, the question came up last night. Hello, Mary. The question came up about light and dark grayscale. Now, this is a lighter grayscale, and this obviously is a darker one. And this one is from Valentine's Life Escapes Digital. Beautiful, beautiful piece. I think Wanda has this book as well, I'm not sure. But I wanted to show you the difference here. This is a little darker, a little more detailed, a little sharper. And you can see that this one's softer. And I believe that Jane MADAY uses images that she has colored or drawn or painted herself. Oh, you don't have the Valentine one, Wanda? Mary said she had an amazing time at the concert, second row from stage, standing. Ooh! Now, Maddie said that on this book she is coloring the deer and the sweater first. And by that I mean that I'm assuming you mean the sweater that the deer are wearing. And then you'll go ahead and start working on the back. Yeah, whatever gives you an idea and leads you in the direction of what you want to color and show, that's pretty cool. So just to get my bearing, I'm going to color, again, I'm not going to do this tonight, but I'm going to, Luke Bryan, okay. So I'm going to color up the bells, I'll color up the sweater, I'll do this off camera. And then I finally figured out, Maddie, by the way, zoom in. Yeah, Sandy said she jumps around on her pictures. So I figured out finally that this is, I believe it's supposed to be snow. So we've got the wood, the twine here, the wood. Zoom in. Yeah, Sandy says she jumps around. Ashley says she jumps around. Yeah. And I find by jumping around when I color an area, that gives me an idea for another area. Yeah, I think this dark sky worked out really well. I love it too. I think it came out. So I'm thinking that this is snow, and then it'll have the berries with the vine on it. So I think that's going to look really cool. Alright, so tonight I'll be working on this, the other side, and I will also then switch over to zoom out, zoom out, zoom out, zoom out. Yeah, black pen, Maddie, and then I went over it with black pencil to smooth it out. Zoom in, zoom in, and you can still see the scratch marks a little bit. I may go over again with that in pencil. I just wanted to smooth that out. So black pen to give you the richness, and then the black pencil to smooth out any marks, any pen marks that are there. Oh, I missed a spot. The benefits of having a large screen, 1.5 feet from your face. Okay, zoom in, zoom in. Be very, very careful what you use, Maddie, because you don't want to bleed through onto the wreath. Here we go. I left a little corner off of there. All right, much better. Yeah, Amy, I saw your post and welcome. Maddie says she's looking for a water-based marker in her room. Wish her luck. Zoom out. Zoom out. Here we go. That makes a lot more sense. So I'm having a lot of fun doing this. I'm doing the bits and pieces to show you. Right now I'm thinking about doing my little trees pink. Remember, this is supposed to be like an ugly, the way I'm doing it, the ugly sweater. I added my little rhinestone dots in the middle of these stars, flakes, whatever you want to call them. I'm going to leave the lines white. Zoom in. Zoom in. I'm comfortable with that. So yeah, I'm going to work up this frame and then I'll work up the sweater. So really, I don't have too much more to do on this. Zoom out. And I'm leaving the white in between the snowflakes also. So I think we got good color combination here. All right. So let me pull that and go to my wreath. If you have any questions, speak up. If you're new, don't be shy about chatting. Hello, Helen. So I'm just going to clean up my area a little bit here. So Sandy says, I have the other Jane MADAY on my wish list. No, I didn't start that puppy yesterday. I'm gonna start it tonight. I'll start it today. All right, I'm just tidying up a little bit. So I'm gonna talk to Helen also, Elliston, about featuring some of her books. Helen, I've got a list of books that I'm interested in featuring. And also, I'm going to be coloring out of one of Dawn's books shortly. Yes, ma'am, this is the autumn piece that I'm doing. Rhapsody in the Forest. Okay. I love this piece. And I'm even thinking about, but that's for later, is, you know, I've got that twine. I used it on my pirate. And I may go ahead and add just a little bit of twine on top of this. I think that would look cool. Okay. And if anybody is new into the group, Helen Elliston is one of our resident artists, as is Dawn Boyer, as is Jeff Haney. Oh, the bow is wonderful. Okay. Now, we've got repetitive pieces on here. We've got these apples. So we've got 2, 3, 4, 5 apples, fine. And we've got 2 roses. We've got 3 whatever these are. A couple of oranges. So I thought it would look really cool now is I want to go ahead and start. We have got the pine cones, of course. Love the pine cone. You saw how I did the dark on that and added the glitter. Zoom in. Zoom in. Zoom in. So we've got a really good looking pine cone with the snow. I added white and then I added a little bit of glitter. If it's autumn, I've got to add at the end a naughty spider. Oh, Helen's fighting spiders. Zoom out. Helen is not good with creepy crawly things. All right, let's get this apple going here. Now, I made the decision not to make my apples the same colors and the same shades. One of the problems with doing that is if you don't get them exact all the way around, it's going to be noticeable right away. Now, having said that, most people expect apples to have variances on them. No 2 apples are the same. So that's okay. Oh, and Helen says she's also fighting slugs. Helen, like I said, does not like creepy crawler things. Okay, so let's start up this apple here. Zoom in. Zoom in. Zoom in. Get that cleaned off. All right, now I'm using a Guanghai yellow. Now, it's in my pencil holder, so I can't tell you what it is. But it's well loved, meaning I use it a lot. Now, I don't mind telling you what pencil brands that I'm using or what their numbers are. But again, I want you to get to the point that you are starting to pick your own. So I'm going to put my yellow in first. And we're going to run a couple of streaks down the apple. Now, I want you to notice this. I'm going to move you here. See how I've got this yellow on this other one? And I've got my streaks here with my shine. And then I like to put a little brown near the core. All right. So Helen says I always like the light base colors first. Okay. Now I'm going to get a vibrant red. This whole wreath I want to be vibrant. Oh, there you go. Rita says all these things that frighten you, Helen, are also needed to balance your garden. Spiders eat other bugs. That's right. Okay, I've got a nice rich red. This is a Brett Funner 074. This is not part of my 522 set. And by the way, I appreciate you guys engaging in chat. If you'll do that for the first half hour, that would be great. Welcome our new people. Tell me what's going on with you. So I'm using my darker red near the base. Oh, Helen, just ignore. Really. And what I want you to notice, you need, when you're coloring your apple, you need to look at the way it's turned. So this apple here is basically turned to the left a little bit. Oh, Maddie said she went to a fireman's spaghetti dinner, much better than church spaghetti dinner yesterday. Cool. So it was a fundraiser, Maddie? So what I want you to notice is that your dark colors are going to be more prevalent on this side and here, and your light colors now are going to be coming up. So I'm just going to put a little bit, please notice this, guys, a little bit of the darker red near the bottom. I'm not going to run it up like I am this other. Oh, you want a rattle? Raffle, not rattle. Why did I say rattle? Maddie, what did you win? What'd you really need is if it were coloring supplies, wouldn't it? Okay, everybody notice about this red and what I'm saying? We've got more of the top part of the apple showing here. $57. Oh my gosh, excuse me. Dang, coloring supplies. Woohoo! Okay, I'm using a premium fuchsia, which is a C067 Cool Bank. Oh, Maddie says now I can pay for the ones I got. So now what I'm doing is I'm running the lighter pink now up the side of the apple. Everybody see that? So tell me, Maddie, when you won the $57, what was your first thought? Was your first thought coloring supplies? Okay, so my lighter color is running up the side of the apple here. Oh, gas money. Yeah, I'd say that's important too. Now, be sure that you blend in your colors, of course, between the darker and the lighter. So Helen says wine, chocolate, coloring stuff, dog treats. There you go. Oh, buggers. I went outside. I hate that when I do that. Hi, Rhonda. Okay, now we're going to put in our little shine smile here. So that'll be around just like roughly like this. Dun, 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 dun. Now, I don't want anybody, Rebecca, I don't want anybody to get fussy about their apples, because apples, like nature, like flowers, come in a bunch of different colors. So if you intended one color and you get another, Amy says she's going to her second cousin's bar mitzvah next weekend. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, now I'm going to go back with my darker red just because. You don't have to do this, but I'm doing it. Is now I'm going to go up over my lighter red that I put on top, because that'll just add to the patina of the whole thing. And it's going to blend beautifully. I'm sorry, Helen, what can be bruised? Oh, yeah, your apples can be bruised. Apples are fun to do. They really are. You get that yellow in there? And sometimes you've seen me color, use yellow down the whole thing. Okay. Now, this is my Faber-Castell 169. I don't know what it is. I think one of you said it was a Caput Matorium. And now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add a little bit of brown near the stem. And hello, Jennifer. And I'm going to add a little bit of brown on the side of the apple because, as Helen mentioned, you can end up with a bruised apple, right? But the other thing is too, is if you don't want to bruise up your apple, the brown over the red makes it look cool anyway. Up to you. So Jennifer, how long can you stay with us tonight? Okay. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my Faber-Castell Ivory 103. And I'm going to blend over that white spot just to dull it a little bit. Not much. So guys, now that I've tested this for myself, I can't say this enough. Get yourself a number in quantity of the Faber-Castell 103, and they're absolutely perfect for blending your colors. They don't add any extra color like the white does. Okay, now I'm going to use a Master Color 438. Okay, Jennifer, well, I hope you can stay. Now this happens to be a grayish color, which is fine. Zoom in. Notice I'm not filling it in. And then I'm going to pop in with a brown. I'm going to go back to the brown that I had, the Faber-Castell 169. And I'm going to brown up that stem. And that's the same brown that I used around the base of my apple here. Alright, zoom out. Zoom out. What do you think? Zoom out. Oh, Jennifer says this mama is tired and worn out. Hey, sit back, relax, listen to the music, listen to me chat. Everybody see now how beautifully these apples are coming out? Okie dokie. Let's color up another one. So Maddie says, oh, I have those days, grandma days. I can't even think of coloring on a grandma day. Yeah, you don't want to be coloring when you're tired. Thank you, Ellen, that you like the apple shine. Okay, this apple, a little bit different. Zoom in. Zoom in. I am not going to put any yellow on this at all as a base. I'm just going to put a little bit of yellow near my stem. So in other words, I'm not going to put any on the body itself. And the reason I'm not going to do that is because I want vibrant reds, and I don't want that yellow to dull that red. Now, again, I don't want you guys going crazy about the number of pencils or whatever. I want you to look at the method versus the coloring that I'm doing. And the method on this is that I'm putting my darker red at the base of my apple, right? I feel like that goose is laughing at me. And you can pull up that red as high as you want to make it. So the object here is that you have a darker red at the bottom, and then you have a lighter red as you work your way towards the top. So don't get hung up on the exact colors that I'm using. Oh, what did I miss? Wanda says, oh no, Helen, I hope he has a light case of it. What's going on? My dad got COVID. Oh, so I just have fingers crossed, not a bad case. Oh, Helen? So, darker red towards the bottom. And you can, like I said, you can work up that red as far as you want. I'm using a Crimson Lake PC 925. And then I'm going to come in with a tomato puree. And this is my it's R63, but the emboss number is what, 316? Let me see if I can see that. Yeah, 316. So Helen, did you ever get your COVID shot? I know that you have a phobia about shots and stuff. Okay, so I'm using the lighter red now to come up. And I'll go ahead and bring that right up to my yellow. But I also want to... Okay, so you got both jabs and so did your parents. Okay. Praise God on that one. And notice how I'm pulling now my lighter red down into my darker red. That's just to make the whole thing uniform. Here's my shine mark. Yeah, I'm glad your parents got the shots. It should be less severe. So Helen, you said I noticed on FaceTime they were blowing their noses and coughing. Yeah. Yep. Okay, and then I'm going to use my brown. Ba-da-dum. All right, hold on a minute. All right, I have to move you around a little bit. My video went out. Okay, there we go. So I've got my two reds here, and now I'm going to take my ivory and we'll go ahead and get that blended on there. Faber-Castell 103. Now I want to go ahead and I want to darken my apple a little more. So I'm going to bring that dark red up into my pink. And then I'm going to go ahead and blend in now with my ivory over my shine spot. I'm just going to smooth out these lines. That's all that's doing. All right, and now let's see, get that wax smoothed out. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my black. This is my licorice. Happens to be my Brut again from my 520. And I'm going to go ahead and just bring up a little bit of darker lines up the side. Now I am barely touching this. You got to be so careful with your black, guys. But I want that black tinting on my red. And we do this very, very lightly so that you want to control this, but you also don't want your black to overtake what you're trying to do here. Da, da, dum. And look how that's changing the whole look of your apple. And then I'm just gently going to rub my finger over the top. And then of course I'll neaten this up on the around the outside. Zoom out. Oh, there you go. Helen says that she sometimes uses a red fine liner pen on some areas for added pop. Yep. And then on the stem, I'm not going to worry about some of the red that got on there. So I'm going to streak my brown on there, which is that kaput, that 169. And I'll even come in with a little bit of black, not much. And we'll get that stem colored. Zoom out. Zoom out. So that's pretty cool. See, you've got my teaching and Helen's suggestions. So keep that in mind that you can use the red fine liner pen on some areas. Okay. Now, this yellow spot looks a little too contrived. So I'm going to go ahead and smudge that a little more with the yellow that I used. Zoom in. Zoom in. So notice that I'm smudging this now. That yellow is just looking too contrived. And we'll go ahead and smooth that out. There you go, much better. Questions, comments, zoom out. One of these times my zoom's gonna work. Zoom out. All right. And I lost my shine a little bit here, so white pencil, because I want to pull that back. Not my ivory, but my white. There we go. We're good. And let's look at the whole thing now. Okay, one more apple to do. Now, what this is going to do, guys, thank you, Jennifer. What this is going to do now is that's going to start giving you the basis for everything else that you're doing. So you can do this one of two ways. You can color in all your apples and then start coloring things around, or you can work your way around if you want. It doesn't matter. And remember what I told you is that as you're coloring, that's going to influence the rest of what you do. And I know that sounds like an obvious statement, but I really want to drive it home. So if you go through and do all your roses and apples, you're going to do the coloring one way. If you work your way around by apples and then your oranges and your pine cone, like I did over here, that's going to influence you a different way. And that's the fun of coloring. So I want you to get off the bandwagon of thinking that you have to do it a certain way. No. Now there are certain techniques that you need to, or methods that you need to follow. Techniques is what I want to say. All right. And the reason I'm coloring up all my apples tonight is because I want you to see, oh, there's an idea, a greenish apple for variation. I can do that. Thank you, Helen. Good idea. All right, let's do a greenish apple. So in order to do that, zoom in, zoom in. There we go. Zoom in, zoom in. So I'm going to go ahead and put my yellow on here. Domino. Sorry, I heard some unusual meowing. If you're a pet parent, you know that when you hear something, you perk up. So I'm going to go ahead and use my yellow a little more abundantly. Hello, Harriet! Oh my gosh! I saw your postings today in other spots, and I was thinking about you today. And she comes in, of course, and says something. Harriet, how come we've even not seen you? Now, if you'll notice, I put in spotty shades of yellow here. I did this for a reason. This is my Brett Funner 520 again, vibrant green. Long work days. Well, Harry, don't forget to post in this group. I swear, I was thinking about you today. I'm so glad to see you. I really am. And I appreciate when we have new members, how you welcome new people. Okay, now I'm just putting in a very, very light shade of this greenish apple. And for those of you that are heavy-handed, this is, again, an exact reason why you want to be very, very light. So notice I scattered my yellow over the piece, but I also have some areas where it's going down with this pure green. Okay. Then I'm going to come back. So you're one of my lurkers that I reference in when I first start, right? So I'm coming back with my yellow. Isn't that music pretty? That's called Summer Solstice, by the way, by John Corliss, C-O-R-L-I-S, if you like it. All right. And then I'm going to zip my eraser here because you know me, I like to be tidy. Now, I'm going to add, well, I'm going to, what am I going to do? Who knows? I'm going, oh, I better know. I'm going to come in with just a little bit of pink. On the edges. Now, that's me. That's my artistic decision. Use your brains. If you like it, use it. If you don't like it, don't use it. And I'm going to bring in a couple streaks here, following the artist's lines. And if you're not sure about apples, what do I always say? Check it out on Google. Alright, sorry for the wiggle. And then I'm going to use my ivory, and I'm going to blend all of it together. And see guys, this is a perfect example of this ivory, is it doesn't disturb the color. White would have been the wrong thing to use because it would have made it splotchy. And Helen, thanks for the suggestion about the the green apple. There we go. So Harriet, you gonna stay a while or what's the deal? Helen, you still with me? Harriet, the ivory is the Faber-Castell 103. I just bought a dozen of them because I'm using them for blending. And I'm going to erase in my shine line. Oh, no problem, Helen. Now, notice I'm getting a little bit of the speckling of the red over my shine. That's fine. Yeah, Faber-Castell 103. I just bought, like I said, I just bought a dozen of them. I love the effect. I love what it did on our street that I was showing you with our lamp lighter that I did for you. Dick Blick. Oh, you've never used the eraser for a shine line? Okay. So, new idea for you? Now, I'm going to go ahead and I'll still... So, Rhonda got one of the Prismacolor Premier Cream to try out. Let me know, Rhonda. So, I'm going to go ahead and put my little brown here by the stem. How cool is that? Isn't that neat? And then I'll go ahead and use my darker brown for my stem. And a little bit of black in there. Yeah, and as Wanda says, the creams have more yellow in them than the ivory. That's exactly right. And I'm going to pop over the stem with my ivory as well. Okay, now zoom out. Oh, Helen, I love the idea of the green apple. Zoom out. Okay. What do you think so far? Again, this is Rhapsody in the Forest by the Chinese author. And I'm going through and I'm doing up the wreath. and I'm highlighting with black. Haha, I'm useful sometimes. Useful as well as ornamental. Now, another thing that you may want to consider on your apples, which is always fun too, as soon as I find my pen. Oop, not that one. Oh, okay. Rebecca says, I think that when my square chair squeaks, it sounds a little bit like a cow lowing. Thank you, Rebecca. Oh, I love that addition of the green apple. I love it, I love it, I love it. Zoom in. Okay, so let me show you something here. Just to add a little bit extra on your apples. Details, guys, details. Okay, so I'm going to put some black specks on my apple. Just a few. And I may go ahead and do that on this one too. And I'm literally just taking my black pen, this is my Pilot G6, and I'm just dropping it on top of here. Make sure your pen is exactly up and down, because if you're angled, you're going to get crooked, you're going to get little streaks. You don't want that, you want spots. How cool is that? I won't put it on the green because I don't think that that's going to look well. Now, on this other apple, I might just put some near the top or one side. See? Uh-oh, Maddie says, be right back. Accidentally got black sparkle pen on my hand. Need to wash, made a mess on my book. Okay. Zoom out. Is that not drop dead gorgeous? Okay. Are you learning something? So let's go ahead and pop in another rose. Harriet says, I'm getting ready to do the scarecrow for the fall. Out of what book, Harriet? Harriet, I'm so glad to see you tonight. Doggone it. Okay. Now, here's where you need to make some decisions. Okay, Helen is saying, looking fab. The odd subtle flower in the marine bluish might look great as a subtle detail. Yeah, I'm actually thinking of going towards pink. Jennifer says, loving this page so far in the small details. The one that I did with the blue hat, Done several. Oh, okay. Jennifer says, loving this page so far, and the small detail to the apples definitely makes them so realistic. Okay. Yeah, I think that was Hello Autumn. In fact, I'm pretty sure it was. Zoom out. Let me see. Remember that one that I did for you guys? Oh, and I did that one for you. Yeah, when you figure it out, Harriet, just go ahead and, you post it. Oh, I put a paper clip on there. Okay, yeah, I don't know which one it was either, but I do know what one you're talking about. Could have been. Okay. Oh, adorable animals. Oh, adorable animals. Okay. You're getting a quick flip boot. Oh yeah, I always, when I pull them now, I always put the author or the book and the author on the back page. Especially because I'm going through and doing different projects for you guys. Oh, look at those. Kitties! Oh, dang it. I know what one you're talking about. Now that's bugging me. Thanks a lot, Harriet. Jeez. That's all right. You guys get to look at this book real quick. Oh. It should be in this back section at least, because I wouldn't pull it out. Actually, I stand corrected. She doesn't do duplicates. She did all original pages. Okay, I'm not seeing it, but it's the grayscale. Okay, so let's go ahead and play around with the roses on this wreath. I hope you're enjoying this. Clean this up. Da-da. There he is. There you go, that one. And this is the one you guys went nuts with when I did the apple. Okay, we got her. Thank you, Ash. Good night, Jennifer. Okay, so let's go ahead and continue on this one. Now, I want vibrant colors on all of this. That was my choice. Oh, Harriet, thank you. She says, yep, the first one I saw in this group, so it's special. Oh, you guys make me feel wonderful. I love you guys for that. I've gotten comments from people who've told me that their friends are telling them that their coloring is looking a lot better. And the lady that mentioned this said, and she said, since I've been in your group, my friends are commenting that my coloring is better. Okay, so I'm going to do some vibrant pink on this. Need white itty bitty hint segments on the orange. Okay, I put some black dots on there. I'll think about that. Helen, thank you. And Sandy said she's getting good comments from friends on her coloring. Good. I'm delighted to hear that. I appreciate that when you let me know, because that tells me that I'm in the right direction for helping you guys. Okay, fresh piece of paper. Scratch paper. Okay, these are the pinks that I'm going to use. Zoom in. Oh, Rhonda, you're getting special requests from family now? Oh. Excellent. Okay, let's color up a rose. Zoom in. Harriet says, I fluffed up like a peacock when I saw my love your web comment learning. Zoom in. Zoom in. All right. Now, this whole piece I want to be robust, right? We don't want any wimpy colors in it. So I'm going to go ahead and put my base color in. This will be basically a pink rose. And again, I'm not worried about the speckles in here. Let me hit this with a eraser because I like that to be clean. This is a Brett Funner Carmine Rose color, 520 set. Maddie, did you get your mess cleaned up? All right, this is going to be pretty. So Maddie says no, but I will just color a dark color over it and it'll be okay. Okay. Yeah, what's our standing? Hold on, I gotta change that. Nope. There we go. What's our standing rule in the group? We never throw anything out. Maddie had an accident with her piece. She's gonna fix it. Oh, Helen, I'm glad you popped in. You have a good rest of the evening, Helen. All right. Now, I am not going to blend this layer because I don't want to risk wax bloom. So now I'm going to come in with my next color. It's my pink and it's called Cabaret. Brett Funner 520. Farewell and adieu. And this is color, what is it? 309. Okay. Okay. Now watch what I do with this. Hi, Kathy. So I want you to watch now what I'm going to do with this pink. What's the key word on this piece that starts with a V? V as in victory, as Vic. What's the key word for what we want to make this piece look? Okay, see how I'm putting in this pink? Victory ahead. Harriet says vibrant. That'll work. Yep, vibrant, bold. Excellent. And the reason that I'm saying that with this pink rose is you can be vibrant with your pinks. We don't want a rose that's going to wimp out on us. And notice how beautiful now this is already starting to look just the way I'm doing it. Again, not blended yet, right? Okay, now see this petal right here? I'm going to pull out my pink to be roughly parallel with the shape of my petal. See, I'm just going to curve that a little bit. So this is not the time to wimp out on your colors, guys. Alright, this petal right here, I'm going to bring out a little bit. Again, roughly parallel. And the reason I say roughly is if you do it exactly, it's going to look contrived. And that's the last thing we want. Oh, how pretty is this? Okay. Now, notice when I brought out the pink here that I brought it out to meet this peak here, but I really didn't do it on the rest of it. And that's what makes it look cool. You want to provide the unexpected. Okay. Now, I'm going to go ahead and blend that with my 103 Faber-Castell. Very, very lightly. Zoom in. And look how beautifully soft that gets. Isn't that pretty? Sorry, I was off to the side there a little bit. Now, do you see how I've got these little speckles of color right here? I'm going to leave that because I think that looks good. on the rose. Who knows, maybe it had a bug infestation. Okay. Oh, gorgeous. Let me pull you out just a little bit. There you go. And now I'm going to use my black onyx, which is my Brett Funner 520 set. Now let me remind you what I did with the red one. Everybody see that? Okay, so let's go back to the pink. And now I'm going to get really dramatic with this. Read my lips. Do not be afraid of your black. And what I'm doing is I'm just lightly going over the area. And as soon as I see that tone and shade that I want, I move on. Can't read my lips. Bear with me, you know what I mean. Ha, you're funny, Maddie. Now, on this very inner portion here, I'm going to go ahead and be a little bolder with my black. So in effect, that center portion, ha, yeah, Maddie says. Because that inner portion is more in your shaded area, right? Yeah, Maddie, I thought of but resisted. I'm gonna just reach through that screen and just smack you guys. Oh, oh. I don't like that. Hold on. No. Not the place for my black. There we go. Not a boo-boo. There we go. Okay. She gives it out, she can take it. Hey. Nah. Now, all I'm doing is I'm going along the edges here, where my layers are. and coming in a little darker with my black. And again, I'm being very, very light with it. All right, let's take a look at this. Zoom out. Zoom out. Zoom out. I'm not done blending it yet. I just want to show this to you. Zoom out. So our pink rose now is standing up with everything else. We don't have just all of a sudden an abrupt change here. Remember, we're working on vibrant and dramatic. Okay. Questions, comments? Everybody with me here? Zoom in. Zoom in. Zoom in. Now I'm going to take my medium pink, which is my carmine rose. And I'm going to make this black now nice. I'm going to diffuse it a little bit towards the outside, not the inside. And then any rough areas that I have, I'll go ahead and color over that. Oh, is that pretty? All right, now I'm going to take, here's the difference between the ivory and the white. I'm going to take my Prismacolor white and I'm going to accent now some of the edges of this rose. Isn't that pretty? Ashley says I went for it. I blacked my background out. Yay! So this is an appropriate use of the white here versus my ivory. And notice that on some of my white spots, I'm just doing a small part like this, just this little bit, see? All right. Let's take a look. Zoom out. Zoom out. Zoom out. Zoom out. There you go. Now, while I'm at it, and while I have this white pencil in my hand, I'm going to go ahead and Rebecca says, be right back, going outside to spray a new coloring page with Krylon. Okay. I'm taking my white pencil and I'm going to highlight segments of this. Now again, guys, you don't have to do entire edges, just do a little curved part. See this? Zoom in. See, I'm just going to do the tip right there. Okie dokie smoky. I think we are in good shape. I'm going to change up projects in a little bit. Do you guys want me to do another rose before I change up to my puppy dog? All right, I'll clean that up a little bit. Okay, Rhonda says yes. Yeah, I'm going to blend that pink rose a little more. Harriet, is that the rose that you were talking about? Which one? The pink or the red? All right, Sandy says yes. All right. I'll do one more rose. That's all we got here. The pink. Yes, I am going to blend that a little more. Zoom in. So using my ivory now, I'm going to go right over the top of this, everything. And I want you to notice, guys, that the white doesn't go away, black doesn't go away. It just gets it a little bit softer. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? And notice that I'm following the general shape by going in the circle here. Now, you don't overblend it because you'll get mushy. So I'm stopping right there. Except for a couple spots here. Center, I'm not going to touch anymore. That's done. There you go. Zoom out. Zoom out. Okay. So you're saying, aha, the oil over the wax much better. Okay, when I use Prismacolor, it lifts the colors. Yep. Faber-Castell are oil-based. I think Harriet just had another light bulb moment. So now she knows to use the eraser to make her shine. And the Faber-Castell ivory to soften. All right, let's do the third rose. All right, zoom in. So I'm going to go ahead and go a little orangey on this last one. Hello, Dawn. We are coloring roses. Yeah, Dawn, be sure to watch the broadcast from the beginning. We got some really neat effects done. All right, I'm using what's called a radiant yellow. 520 breadth funner. Zoom in. Zoom in. Always glad to see you, Dawn. Now, we're going to look a little lemony right now, but trust me, that'll change. Okay, Amy says going to go for a bit and work on my beta fish page. I posted my progress for everyone to see. Okay. Well, you're welcome to keep us on in the background if you like. Alright, so that's my light orange. Now I'm going to go with my medium, which is my master color 1635. Ooh, look how pretty that is. I haven't blended anything yet, so I'm just getting in my base colors. Now, if you decide that you want to blend in between layers, perfectly fine. Just be careful that you don't get wax bloom. And another thing I don't mind happening is, let's say you're coloring and you get a little streak like that. You see it? Perfectly okay. Why? Because you've seen flowers that have had their streaks on that like that. And in fact, I would encourage you to add things like this. So on this edge right here, I'm zipping out with my color. See it? Absolutely beautiful. Okay, Dawn. Tell your dad we said hello. Okay, look how cool that looks, guys. Now, I'm doing this one a little bit differently. I'm using a third orange. This one's called Cherry Tomato. And this color is, I'm going to be using it close to my edges, closer to my edges. Bringing my dark orange in the center here. And and then going around the edges as I start to go out. So Wanda says, I really don't understand why I keep having the same problem. At some point while in full screen view, comments from other people stop showing up and I have to exit Facebook newsfeed to view to even see what people are saying. Oh man. I don't know. So I'm staying close to my edges here. But right there I decided to bring it out a little bit. That's okay. And again, what I want you to understand is it's okay to vary from your technique. So even though I said I was staying close to the edges, I zipped out a little color here to make that petal look more interesting. All right. Excuse me, I'm going to sneeze. Ooh! Zoom out. Zoom out. Zoom out. Oh, thank you. So now I'm going to use my Faber-Castell 103, zoom in. Zoom in. Zoom in. Good night, Rebecca. You see how I have the splashes of color here on this petal? Isn't that beautiful? So even though I was edging with that last color, I went ahead and I popped out a couple of pulls with the color. Okay. Now, I'm not going to use black this time. I'm going to use my Arteza Charcoal Gray. And the reason that I'm using this lighter color is because I've got a lighter tint with this orange. Now, you have to be more careful with your lighter color. And when you're doing your shading like this. So now I'm following around my edge. Very, very light strokes. I'll bring out my gray just a little bit on top of my other colors just to give that darker patina. And remember that we don't want to get streaky, right? And guys, this is really, really critical where your blending comes in. The last thing you want is to have lines. No wire hangers. No lines. Rhonda, no lines. Okay, now Faber-Castell 103 Ivory. And notice that I'm just going around in a general circle here. And this ivory is, oh, Vicky's fine. Her back legs seem to be fine now. I'm still watching her like an eagle. Okay. Zoom out. Zoom out. Yeah, I am really glad she's doing a lot better. So I'm coming in with my gray now, and I'm just going to darken in a couple areas. Yeah, old is the word on Vicky. She's getting up in years. Now, on this particular one, I'm feeling the need just to go ahead and shade in a little bit more. But I'm right on the edge with this. I'm not coming out on my flower at all with it. There you go. And if you need to adjust a little bit, I'm just taking my orange and I'm going through some of these areas here. And smoothing as well. This happens to be my lightest color. Yeah, I'll tell you, Vicki really had me worried for about 3 days. I don't want to say worried, concerned. Okay. Zoom out. Now remember that you're looking at this within the context of the rest of this wreath. The project is highlighting with black. This rose is going to make more sense when I get things around it. It looks a little weird right now. All right, questions, comments before I switch over to my other project here. Yeah, our fur babies are definitely family members. I love Helen's idea, the green apple, greenish apple. And again, remember, as soon as I start putting in the rest of the items in here, it's going to make sense. Now, again, this looks wonky and weird. It does. So you've got to quit judging your pieces when you've got preliminary projects going. I just wanted to clean up a little bit. So you may look at this and say, oh my gosh, that flower looks awful. But within the context of the page, it's going to make sense. So never, ever, ever prejudge your projects, guys. All right. Next project. We'll get this little puppy started. Haha, pun intended. Zoom out. And again, I wanted to show you the difference between the lighter and darker grayscale. This is a sharper photo than this one is. This one was probably off a painting, so that's why you get these softer colors. And this one is a direct photograph. All right, and like I said, this is the Valentine's Life Escapes Digital. And this little guy is the Color Sweet Animals by MADAY. All right. And this book, by the way, was gifted to us, as I mentioned, by Angela Campbell. Thank you, Angela. She's probably not watching live because of the internet, so she'll catch it and rebroadcast. Thank you, Angela. Okay. Let's see what kind of trouble we can get into with this. Excuse my elbow. Excuse. So we've got our light, our medium, and our dark again on our puppy. I will go ahead and start on that. I think that'll be fun. So let me go ahead and pull my colors here. Sandy DeSanto said she just ordered some ivory pencils off Amazon, selling quick, no prime. Oh, okay. Yeah, I went ahead and ordered from Dick Blick. All right, let me pull my second here. Yeah, golden puppy. Yeah, Michael's didn't have any? Okay. So for my light, I'm going to use, of all things, my Faber-Castell Ivory. For my medium, I'm going to use my Prismacolor Sand. That's 940 on that color. And then for my dark, I'm going to use my Caramel Cafe from my 520 Brett Funner. So let's color a puppy. Puppy. Zoom in. Zoom in. All right. So I'll start with my dark colors. Zoom in. Now on the ear, we've got mainly our darks and mediums. With a little bit of light. So there's my dark, and I want you to keep in mind, you can have different shades of your darkest color. So the dark is a little bit darker right by the ear here. Then I'm going to use my light. And again, guys, I don't want you to fuss about hitting the exact spots. This is a combination of artistic interpretation and following the grayscale. So now I'm going to work with my medium color. And the other neat about the grayscale is that that gray is coming through. You want that gray to influence your pencil. And what I want you to notice is I'm taking my medium color and I'm going over my dark because I want that dark to be a little more subdued. And then we've got our light areas. Now you're going to go back and forth on your coloring. So in other words, my light part was getting a little washed out. So I want to go back and recoup that. And then I'm going to go right back again with my medium and blend in my darker color. Oh man, is that pretty? And just because you go back and forth between your pencils, that doesn't mean that you made a mistake. Doesn't mean that at all. Okay. So I'm going to leave that the way it is for now. And I've got my darker shadow underneath the ear. And that'll be coming out a little bit. And keep in mind, as I'm putting on this darker color, I'm having the pencil pressure go lighter and lighter as I come out, just like you would in line art. So by no means should you go through and color everything the same pressure, okay? All right. Got a little bit of darker there. Hopefully that makes sense to you. That's why I don't want you to color like robots, where you say, oh, Okay, darkest gray, or darkest pencil, gotta make that dark all the way through, but not with the same tone, okay? See, and underneath the mouth here is a perfect example. I want that brown a little darker, closest. So I'm still using my darkest pencil, but I'm getting lighter and lighter with it as I come out. Okay. And that means that you color the same way. Good night, Kathy. That means that you color the same way as though you're doing your line art, is that you come in lightly to start and then go ahead and darken up where you want to darken up. Does that make sense? So get your roadmap in there first and then start playing with how dark or light your particular pencil is. Alright, I think I missed. Rita, that could be a COVID issue. Have those two people that you're talking about had their COVID shots? And if so, that could be the COVID that's working through them. So in my area right here where I'm coloring underneath my nose in my darkest area, I'm tinting in my color and then I'm going back and I'm going a little bit darker directly to right next to the nose, just like I'm coloring line art. Maddie, are these two people that you're talking about vaccinated? Cute puppy, does he chew everything in his path up? You better believe he does. Oh, that was Rita? I'm sorry. Rita, have these people that you're talking about had their COVID shots? Okay. I absolutely would recommend that they get tested. Okay, zoom out. Sandy says my little dog, who will be 14 in November, is afraid of lightning, is sitting behind me on my chair while I listen and color. I love it. Zoom out. Okay. And now I'm going to come through with my lighter colors, my lightest color, which happens to be my ivory, Faber-Castell 103. And I'm going ahead and coloring in my lightest areas. Isn't that beautiful, guys? Do you see how now this light area is coming in? And so again, I want you to treat grayscale. You come in and you tint in your colors, and then you darken where you need to darken using that same color. Good night, Harriet. Oh, Harriet, I'm so glad you could make it tonight. Love you, Harriet. And now you've learned that you can put a shine on using an eraser. And you've also learned now about Faber-Castell Ivory Pencil 103. Hey, Harriet, do me a favor and share this broadcast before you go, please. Just share it to your timeline. Oh, good. You'll post your results. Glad to hear it, Harriet. Good night, Harriet. Good night, Harriet. Good night, Harriet. So glad you were with us tonight. Oh man, this is coming out cute as a button. Okay, so I've got my light colored in, I've got my dark colored in, dark and then light, and now I'm going to come back with my medium. And now this will bring all this together. And notice that I'm just concentrating on the head area. And now my medium, which is my sand color, PC 940. Oh wait, it's sable. Sand is Spanish for it. Oh, how cute is this? Too stinking cute. Oops. Everybody see how beautifully this is coming out? And we've got a teeny tiny area at the very top. Right up there. Alright, so let's blend in this part. Or color in this part, I mean. And again, I'm still on my medium, right? I dare you to tell me that this doesn't look ridiculously cute. TSC, too stinking cute. Oh, just cute. Aww. I know I'm going to be dreaming about puppies tonight. I can see this coming from a mile away. Oh, I'm just melting doing this. Now, remember when you put your colors in here, so I'm blending over my previous colors that I put down, my dark and my light, right? Because we're pulling everything together now. So this is not a time to think that you should be coloring within the lines. So I want you to notice now how I'm running. Zoom in. Zoom in. I want you to notice how I'm running my medium color. This is a good spot here. This is my light. This is my dark. And I'm blending right into them. And that's the key, guys, is you absolutely want to blend and merge your colors together. That's why I keep on you guys about blending. You've got to get that down. Even when you're coloring wood. Can I color a darker pick of grayscale? Yeah, I'll pick one out and do that, sure. Sandy, send me a text. If that's what you would like me to do, just so that I have it as a reminder. Oh man, how cute. Oops, that's a collar. Hold on. Oh good, Rhonda, glad to hear that. Oh, how cute is this? Okay, now, I want you to notice something here. These dark areas now that are inside the fur, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take my dark pencil and I'm going to color over those. See that? How ridiculously cute is that? And if you see other little areas that you want to do this in to highlight your piece. Now, I want you to notice something as well. Very important point. So this was my initial brown right here. This is the pencil that I've got in my hand. Okay? Well, now I'm using that initial brown on top of my gold, and look how much lighter it is. You see it? So we've got another color in there altogether. That's the cool part. And I'm making it a point to really blend that in with my finger. I don't want those to stick out. So anywhere now where you see a little bit of the dark shading, I completely missed a spot. Wow. Is you can go ahead and enhance your piece. With your dark color. Look how ridiculously cute that looks. Now this isn't necessarily called for by the author, but I'm going ahead and doing it because I want that extra dimension. Everybody see that? Oh man, how cute. And then if you want, you can go ahead and take your ivory, which in this case again is my lightest color. So that works out really well. And I'm taking my ivory and I'm going over that dark brown that I just put over my medium color. Notice I'm not touching the areas that are supposed to be dark already. And look how smooth this looks. Hi, Kristen. And this is why I don't want you to color like robots, that if you want to add a little extra shading someplace, you can and should. To enhance your piece. How beautiful. Zoom out. Zoom out. Kristen, it's been a while. Where have you been? We got everybody popping in tonight. Zoom out. Zoom out. What do you think? And I would think right now I'm hearing a whole bunch of ah. Oh. Oh, Kristen, your dad had a heart attack, been caring for him. Oh. How is he now? And Kristen, how long ago was this that this happened? He's doing okay. Kristen, can we pray for your dad? Would you like that? Oh, a month ago this happened. Okay, Kristen, what's your dad's name, please? Now, I want this brown to be just a little more subdued on the ear. So I'm taking my Faber-Castell 103. And I'm going over the top of that. His name is Brent. Okay. Lord God, in the holy name of Jesus Christ, we lift up Brent to you, who had a heart attack a month ago and is in need of your care and your love and your attention. Lord God, we pray that Brent will be okay, that everything will come out, that there is no lasting damage, and that everything was caught in time. Lord God, we ask that Brent's attitude is okay, that he does not feel put down by this, and that he will continue to live a good life. Lord God, care for Brent, lift him up. And I ask that while I'm praying for him, that he at this very, very moment feels a sense of calm and relief. Lord God, I thank you so much. In the holy name of Jesus Christ, amen. Okay, we've got Brent covered. And Kristen, I would like you to tell him that we prayed for him, okay? Okay. Kristen, you are more than welcome. And Kristen, I really would like to see you get into this room a little more often so that we know about things like this. When things are pressing you, please get in here and ask for prayer. That's what we do. Okay, now I want you to notice that I'm taking my medium color and I'm using that for an overall blend. And I also want you to notice that once a color goes down, it stays put. So what do you think of what I've done so far on this? Well, Kristen, even if you just stop in for 10 minutes or 15 minutes, that's fine. I just want you to know that there's a group of people that would be more than happy to pray up for you. Okay? Huggable puppy. Puppy! Alright, now, this happens to be the cover photo. So I'm going to show you this side by side. And I don't want you to think that you have to copy it exactly. You are emulating it. All right, Kristen. Like I said, just pop in if you need prayer, and we'll pray for you. So this gives you an idea where I'm going with this. Again, I am not copying this, I'm emulating it. And I want you to see her version and my version. This one looks a little green. It's just the coloring of your, yeah. It's just the photograph. This is looking a little bit green tinted. That could be the printing on the book. So this one's a little bit brighter. Okay? All right. And I've been asked to do a darker grayscale, which I will. I'll be glad to do that. And we can have some fun with it. All right. Anybody have any questions or comments? Other than a big collective ah, ah. On puppy. All right, guys, I'm going to call it an evening. I love you guys. Kristen, don't forget what I said. And don't forget to tell your dad. Guys, joyous, joyous coloring. I hope you learned something tonight. I really enjoyed all these projects that I'm working on for you. And I hope you had fun. Please, please share this broadcast, guys. Okay, Kristen, good. All right, guys. Good night, Ash, Maddie, Rita. Good night, everybody. Take care. Maddie, you're welcome. My pleasure. Good night, guys. Bye.